Hi, Smooth Science friends. It's Smooth Science Girl. So, coming to you this week with the Gingerbread Challenge. Are you ready? So, what we're going to do this week is we're going to take this gingerbread person. I'm going to call it a gingerbread man because mine's going to be a boy. Okay? And we're going to grow crystals on him. What? Say what? It'll look like he's been playing in the snow when we get done. Are you ready? Super easy. So all the materials that you're going to need is water and some salt, okay? And I'm going to show you how to make the solution that we're going to use. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we have to make a saturated solution, okay? A saturated solution, okay? And one of the ways to make a saturated solution, so saturated means that there just isn't any more room, okay? So what does that mean? Well, let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to talk and I'm going to let you see. So I'm dumping some salt into this water. Now, by the way, friends, this water is warm water because when a solution is warm in case of water, it really helps dissolve the salt. And here's what I'm talking. See how, can you see the salt? You can kind of see it going around. Boy, it looks pretty cloudy, doesn't it? I'm doing a lot of stirring. Oh, you can kind of, wait a minute. Do you see how you can see through to the bottom now? Let me let it go for a second. Oh, what do you see here at the bottom? You see some salt, don't you? Okay, but do you see how it's clear? Okay, you know what? Let me do some more stirring. Okay. Oh, friends, you see any salt on the bottom? It's gone. Well, that's because we've actually made it's a saltwater solution. So like if you go swimming in the ocean, you know, you're not going to see the salt. It's all dissolved, okay? So in this case, this is all the salt water. It's very salty. In fact, if you didn't know, you'd be like, oh, I need a drink of water. Of course, we would never want to drink out of a beaker like this. You wouldn't know it's all salt, but the salt has dissolved. So this isn't quite saturated yet. In fact, what you have to keep doing, okay? Whoa. You have to keep dumping salt in until when you stir, nothing dissolves anymore, okay? And in fact, this looks pretty saturated. So you keep stirring, and when you let it go, you see if it settles to the bottom. Whoa. Oh my, do you see the layer of salt on the bottom? It's getting pretty saturated. Saturated is very similar to like on Thanksgiving when you eat too much. You're like, I can't eat another bite. That's exactly what this solution is saying. We can't dissolve one more molecule of salt. Now, something else to keep in mind for some of our older friends out there, I'm sure you've heard of something called chemical and physical changes, okay? So, first of all, one of the things on a chemical physical change is you talk about phases of matter, right? Solid, liquids, and gases. So right now, what am I dealing with? A liquid. And what is salt? A solid. So we just took a solid and put it into a liquid. So let me ask you, is dissolving salt in this water a chemical or physical change? If you want to stop the video and have a discussion with an adult, you can do that right now. Well, you know what? This is actually just a physical change because you know what? When the water goes away, the salt is left behind. Wait a minute. How can I get the water to go away? If I left this out, so now, see, I am totally saturated. If I left this on the counter, would eventually, if I kind of forgot about it, sometimes I do forget about things, would the water go away? It would, wouldn't it? What process makes the water, and where does it go? If water goes away, it's almost like it changes from a liquid and goes into a gas. If you said evaporation, you're correct. That is another change in matter. That's just a physical change. The water's in the atmosphere. Just like when it snows, which my favorite thing, that's when you have the liquid condensing into a solid and it falls as snow. Absolutely. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our super saturated solution and we're going to put it on our gingerbread man. Okay? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to take some sort of tray. Okay? So I have a tray right here. You're going to put your gingerbread person on it and you're going to put your solution on top of your gingerbread person. Okay, so I'm just taking, now I'm actually taking some of that good stuff from the bottom too a little bit. See, and I'm soaking it on to my gingerbread person. All right, they're looking pretty good. Okay. Maybe a little bit more, not too much. Now you can see a little bit of those salt crystals, but you're going to be amazed once all this water evaporates what is left behind, because I think you're going to be pretty impressed with what you see left behind. So friends, I can't wait to hear. So here's one of the things that you want to do. Okay, so if you're filling out this sheet along with me, so first of all, I'm going to put Muth, Science Girl, and you put, of course, your name. And this is the Crystal Gingerbread. Man experiment. Okay, did you get that? Gingerbread man. How about spell bread right? Ha! Okay, my supplies. So I've used paper. Because you could do it with other things. A saturated salt solution. That's a U. Solution. Saturated. Remember? I'm going to put a star because remember, saturated salt solution. Maybe a tray. Okay. And I'm going to draw my setup. I'm going to draw my gingerbread person on my tray. That would be my setup. And what you can do is you can go back to the beginning of my video and you could actually draw what a saturated solution looks like. Maybe you can draw the salt on the bottom. Okay. Here's what I need you to do here before when you finish putting your water on your gingerbread person. I need you to write down how many, maybe you want to do days, minutes, hours. How long is it going to take for evaporation to occur? Okay? How long is it going to take evaporation? And that's really important to fill out right now, because then you're going to be waiting. That's the next part, friends. The next part is the hardest part. You got to wait for evaporation to take place. And I can't wait to hear. So, depending on how fast or slow evaporation takes place, it'll depend on how big your crystals get. So I'm excited to hear all about your crystal growing experiment. Hey, love you all. Stay sciencey. Bye.